I welcome you to my channel. Subscribe and listen to my new stories every day. The clock ticks toward noon, the office air thick with anticipation. I glance at my watch, 12:10 p.m. Today, the sun shines fiercely outside, casting a golden hue over the city, and I can't shake the feeling of discontent that has brewed beneath my skin for weeks. My wife, Clara, has been distant lately. Her late nights and whispered phone calls are a dull ache in my gut, but I try to ignore it. Work has consumed me, and maybe I'm overthinking things. But something draws me to her today, a magnetic pull that leaves me restless. It's my lunch break, and I decide to take a detour to our home, just to check in. As I drive, I rehearse the scene in my mind. I'll surprise her with lunch, maybe her favorite pasta from that little Italian place down the street. The thought of her smile brightens my mood momentarily. Arriving home, I notice Clara's car in the driveway. A flicker of relief washes over me. Maybe she's finally taking a break from her students. I push open the door, the familiar creak of hinges greeting me like an old friend. Clara? I call out, my voice echoing through the empty hallway. Silence. I step further inside, the smell of fresh coffee wafting through the air. I peek into the living room, half expecting to find her on the couch, reading, or maybe grading papers. Instead, I freeze, heart pounding against my chest as I catch sight of a figure in the kitchen. There he is, Martin, one of her adult students. He's tall, with dark hair and an ease about him that has always irritated me. I push the door open wider and step inside, expecting a casual greeting, but the scene before me shatters that expectation. Clara is leaning against the counter, her head thrown back in pleasure as Martin's tongue moves between her thighs. I can't breathe. Time stops, and I feel a cold wave of betrayal wash over me. My instincts scream to retreat, to deny what my eyes are seeing, but I'm rooted to the spot. A million thoughts race through my mind, but one rises above all: she's cheating on me. Clara. I finally manage to shout, rage and heartbreak entwined in my voice. The sound cuts through the moment like glass shattering. She jerks upright, her face turning pale as she meets my gaze. What the hell is going on? Martin scrambles to his feet, his eyes wide, a deer caught in headlights. I was just helping her with German, he stutters, his voice shaking. Helping her? Is that what you call this? I gesture wildly, the betrayal fueling a fire inside me that I didn't know existed. Clara's expression shifts from shock to anger. You shouldn't have come home unannounced, Daniel. You're overreacting. Overreacting? You think I'm overreacting? My voice rises, each word like a blade. You're in here, with him, in our kitchen. I was teaching him, she insists, her voice rising defensively. You don't understand. I shake my head, disbelief washing over me. I understand perfectly. You're cheating on me. Her eyes dart to Martin, then back to me, panic flooding her face. It's not what it looks like. You have to believe me. But I don't want to hear it anymore. The weight of her lies crushes me. I turn away, walking to the door. You've broken my trust, Clara. I can't do this anymore. As I step outside, I feel the world closing in around me. The betrayal is a tangible entity, suffocating in cold. I can't just walk away. I can't let them win like this. A plan begins to form in my mind, one that will shatter their lives as they have shattered mine. I'll make them pay for this. I can already envision their downfall, Clara's career as a tutor ruined, Martin's reputation dismantled. I'll expose them, make them regret every moment of their treachery. With each step away from the house, my resolve hardens. I'll gather evidence, create a narrative that will unravel their world. They think they can play with my life, but they have no idea what's coming for them. I won't let betrayal go unanswered. This is just the beginning. The door closes behind me, sealing off the scene of betrayal. I walk away from our home, my mind racing, adrenaline coursing through my veins. It's hard to believe that Clara, my wife of 5 years, has reduced our marriage to a mere facade. How long has this been going on? Questions swirl, but I push them aside. I need to think clearly. I need a plan. I sit in my car, hands gripping the steering wheel until my knuckles turn white. The engine hums quietly, a stark contrast to the chaos in my mind. I can't go home. Not now. Instead, I drive aimlessly through the city, my thoughts sharpening into focus with each passing block. First, I need evidence. I need to catch them in the act, something concrete that would expose the truth. The weight of my phone in my pocket feels like a lifeline. I pull it out, scrolling through Clara's texts and social media. I see messages from Martin, innocuous on the surface, but I know better now. I save a few for later, screenshots that might come in handy. Then, I remember something. Clara has a group chat with her students on a messaging app. I pull up the app, heart racing. I glance around, half expecting someone to watch me, but I'm alone. I type a message, pretending to be Clara, "Hey everyone. Who's up for a study session at my place tomorrow?" I hit send, a mix of excitement and dread washing over me. If they reply, I'll have the perfect opportunity to confront them. As I drive to a nearby cafe, I replay our conversations in my mind. Clara's laughter, her smile, all of it now tainted. I order a coffee and take a seat by the window, the bustling street outside a stark contrast to my inner turmoil. A ping from my phone snaps me back to reality. The group chat is buzzing. "Sounds great, Clara. What time?" one student replies. "Can't wait. I'll bring snacks," another adds. I can't help but smile, darkly amused. They think they're just studying. Little do they know, they're walking into my trap. After an hour, I head back home, my heart racing with the anticipation of what's to come. I set my plan in motion. I'll get up early tomorrow, act normal, and let Clara believe everything is fine. When her students arrive, I'll catch her off guard, revealing the truth for everyone to see. The night drags on. Sleep eludes me as I lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, plotting my revenge. I hear Clara come home later, her heels clicking against the wooden floor. She enters the bedroom, her presence filling the space with a familiar warmth that only intensifies my fury. "Daniel," she whispers, concern etched on her face. "Are you awake?" "Of course," I reply coldly. "How was your lesson?" "It was fine," she says, sounding unsure. "I didn't expect you to be home so early." "Neither did I reply, my tone sharp. "What were you really doing today?" "Teaching," she insists, her voice rising defensively. "You're being ridiculous." I don't respond, turning my back to her. I can feel her frustration simmering, but I refuse to engage. Tomorrow will bring clarity. As dawn breaks, I rise early, my heart pounding with adrenaline. I put on a neutral face, ready to play the role of the unsuspecting husband. I make breakfast, the smell of pancakes filling the air, and pretend to scroll through my phone as if everything is normal. Morning. Clara chirps, walking into the kitchen, her hair still tousled from sleep. "What's this?" "Just a little surprise for you," I say, forcing a smile. "Thought we could celebrate the weekend." She beams at me, oblivious to the storm brewing beneath my calm exterior. "You're the best. Let me help." I let her bustle around the kitchen, pouring syrup over the pancakes, all the while maintaining my facade. But inside, I'm counting the minutes until her students arrive. I check my phone repeatedly, the anticipation building. At 10 o'clock, the doorbell rings, and my heart leaps. I watch Clara rush to answer it, her excitement palpable. I follow closely, my hands itching with the need to act. "Hey, guys." Clara greets her students, stepping aside to let them in. Martin is among them, his casual smile striking a nerve. "Ready for some German?" he says, his eyes flicking to mine for just a moment, a hint of guilt surfacing before he masks it with bravado. "Let's get started." Clara beams, leading them to the living room. As they settle in, I take a deep breath, knowing this is the moment I've been waiting for. I clear my throat, stepping forward into the light. "So glad to see you all here." The room falls silent, and Clara's smile falters. "Daniel, what are you doing?" "I thought I'd join the study session," I say, my voice steady. "You know, to see how my wife teaches her students." That's great." Martin interjects, but I can see the tension in his shoulders. "Isn't it?" I reply, my eyes narrowing on Clara. "After all, I want to understand the lessons you've been sharing." Clara's expression shifts from confusion to apprehension. "Daniel, this isn't." Before she can finish, I pull out my phone, holding it up for everyone to see. "I just wanted to remind everyone of how much I appreciate your commitment to learning, especially since you've been learning more than just German with Clara." Gasps ripple through the group as realization dawns on their faces. Clara's eyes widen in horror, and I can feel the thrill of victory wash over me. This is just the beginning. The truth is finally coming out, and I won't stop until their lives are turned upside down. The silence that follows my declaration is deafening. Clara stands frozen, a mix of fear and anger flashing across her face, while her students exchange bewildered glances. Martin shifts uncomfortably, his casual demeanor evaporating like morning mist under a rising sun. "Daniel, this isn't what you think." Clara finally breaks the silence, her voice shaking but assertive. "You're blowing this way out of proportion." "Oh, am I?" I retort, my anger boiling over. "You've been carrying on with your student, Clara. It's pretty hard to misinterpret that." Martin clears his throat, his bravado returning in small bursts. "Look, man, this is none of your business. Clara and I have a professional relationship." I take a step closer, feeling the tension crackle in the air. "A professional relationship? You call getting caught with your tongue in my wife's mouth professional?" "Daniel, stop." Clara snaps, her voice rising. "You're making a scene. This is embarrassing for everyone." "Embarrassing?" I scoff, folding my arms. "What's embarrassing is how naive I've been. You brought this on yourself, Clara. You think I'm just going to stand here and pretend everything is fine?" The students exchange awkward looks, unsure of how to react. One girl finally speaks up, her voice timid. "Maybe we should leave." "No." Clara protests, desperation creeping into her tone. "You guys can stay. This is between us." "Between us?" I echo, incredulous. "You think I'm just going to sit back and let you manipulate the situation?" "No way. I'm done with this charade." "Daniel, please," Clara pleads, her voice softening. "Let's talk about this. Just the two of us." I shake my head, the anger bubbling beneath the surface. "No more talking, Clara. I want the truth. How long has this been going on?" "Just a few months," she admits, her voice barely above a whisper. "It started with tutoring, and it just happened." I feel a sharp pain in my chest. "So you've been lying to me for months?" "I didn't mean to hurt you, I swear," she says, tears glistening in her eyes. "It was never supposed to go this far." Martin chimes in again, trying to regain control of the situation. "Look, I respect your relationship, man, but Clara and I have something real." "Real?" I cut him off, a bitter laugh escaping my lips. "You think what you two have is real? You're both living in a fantasy. This is a betrayal, not love." The other students begin to shuffle uncomfortably, glancing between Clara and me. The air is thick with tension, and I know I need to push further. "Do you all understand what's happening here?" I say, raising my voice to address the group. You're witnessing a married woman cheat on her husband, with one of her students, no less. This isn't just a simple mistake. This is a complete violation of trust. Daniel, please, Clara begs, stepping closer to me, her hands outstretched. Let's not drag everyone into this. It's just so messy. Messy? I scoff. You think this is messy? You have no idea what messy is. You've ruined our marriage. Clara's face crumbles, the tears spilling over. I'm sorry, she whispers, and I see the cracks in her facade deepen. I didn't know how to tell you. Yeah, well, you didn't tell me at all, did you? I reply, the rage in my voice now mixed with a deep-seated sorrow. You just went behind my back and made a fool of me. Enough. Martin snaps, stepping forward with a sudden intensity. This isn't fair to Clara. We were just trying to make something work. Make what work? I challenge him, stepping closer, ready to confront him face to face. A secret? A lie? You think that's something worth fighting for? Maybe it is, he retorts, the anger flaring in his eyes. You don't understand what she means to me. I understand perfectly, I spit back. You're just using her, and you're too blind to see it. As the argument escalates, Clara interjects, her voice breaking. Can we all just calm down? This isn't helping anything. But it's too late. The atmosphere is charged with tension, and the students stand awkwardly, unsure of how to react. I can feel their discomfort, but it fuels my determination. I won't let this go unanswered. Clara, you need to choose, I declare, my voice steady. Are you with me, or are you with him? I don't know, she admits, her voice trembling. I'm so confused. That's when I realize, I have her where I want her. Then let me help you, I say, a calmness washing over me as a plan forms in my mind. I'll make this easy for you. What do you mean? Clara asks, her brows furrowing. I'll expose this whole affair, I declare, my voice growing stronger. You and Martin can play your little games, but everyone will know the truth. Daniel, please, she cries, her face pale. Don't do that. But I'm resolute. Why not? You wanted to betray me, and now it's time to face the consequences. I'll make sure your students know exactly what kind of tutor you are. Just think about this, Martin interjects, his bravado wavering. You can't ruin Clara's career over this. Why not? I shoot back. You both deserve it. You've ruined my life, and now it's your turn. I pull out my phone again, capturing the moment as they both panic. Say cheese, you too. I'll make sure this little picture gets sent out to everyone who matters. Stop. Clara pleads, her voice cracking. You don't have to do this. But I'm beyond reason. The betrayal has turned my heart to stone. I step back, letting the weight of the moment settle over us all. You think you can have your fun and leave me out of it? Not anymore. With that, I send the picture to the group chat, my finger trembling as I hit send. The horror on Clara's face is the only satisfaction I need. Now let's see how you handle the truth, I say, a bitter smile creeping across my lips. Welcome to your new reality. As the group watches, stunned, I turn on my heel and stride out of the room, the tension hanging heavy in the air. I can't help but feel a sense of victory, a surge of power coursing through me. They've shattered my life, but now it's my turn to unravel theirs. The tension lingers in the air like smoke after a fire, thick and suffocating. I walk out of the house, my heart pounding with adrenaline, a rush of satisfaction coursing through my veins. I can already envision the fallout from my revelation, the chaos I've unleashed. Clara and Martin think they can betray me without consequences, but I'm not done yet. The streets are alive around me, people bustling about, completely unaware of the storm brewing behind closed doors. I pull out my phone, scrolling through social media, waiting for the reactions to my message. It doesn't take long for the notifications to start flooding in. "Did you see what Daniel sent?" One comment reads. "Is that real?" Another follows. The floodgates have opened, and the truth is spilling out. I can't help but smirk as I imagine Clara's face, the horror and humiliation. As I walk aimlessly through the city, my mind races. I can't just expose them and walk away. No, that wouldn't be enough. I want to destroy them completely, ruthlessly and insidiously. They've stolen my trust, my happiness, and now it's time to take everything from them. Returning home, I begin to gather information. Clara has always been a creature of habit, her daily routines predictable. I know where she goes for coffee, her yoga classes, even her favorite grocery store. And Martin? His schedule is just as easy to trace. I reach out to a few contacts, digging into their backgrounds. It doesn't take long to discover some dirt on Martin, an old drug possession charge he thought he'd buried. I can use that. The plan forms in my mind, intricate and ruthless. I'll pit them against each other, expose their secrets, and watch as their lives crumble. I need to make them fear the consequences of their betrayal. The next day, I follow Clara as she leaves for her morning coffee run. She's in her yoga clothes, looking carefree, completely unaware of the storm gathering around her. I tail her from a distance, my heart racing with anticipation. As she walks into the cafe, I slip into a nearby corner, pulling out my phone and snapping a few pictures. She chats with friends, her laughter ringing out, but all I can see is the betrayal etched into every smile. After a few minutes, I catch sight of Martin entering the cafe. He strides toward Clara, greeting her with a casual kiss on the cheek. My blood boils at the sight. They're so comfortable, so brazen in their infidelity. I make my move, slipping outside and dialing the local police department. "I have a tip about a drug dealer," I say, my voice low and deliberate. "You might want to check out Martin Fisher. He's been dealing in the area." The operator takes my details, and I hang up, a sense of satisfaction washing over me. I can already imagine the chaos that will ensue when the police arrive at the cafe, ready to arrest Martin right in front of Clara. Not long after, I receive a notification. A friend has sent me a video from the cafe. The scene unfolds in grainy detail. Clara is sipping her coffee, unaware of the impending storm, when the police burst in. "Martin Fisher, you're under arrest," an officer shouts, and the cafe erupts into chaos. Clara's expression shifts from confusion to horror as the realization dawns on her. "Daniel," she screams, her voice rising above the din, "what did you do?" I chuckle to myself, relishing the moment. The fallout is just beginning. I can already hear the whispers spreading through their circle, the betrayal reaching every corner of their lives. As the video plays out, I watch Martin struggle against the officers, panic flooding his face. "This is a mistake. I didn't do anything," he yells, but it's too late. The officers cuff him and lead him outside, and Clara follows, her face pale and stricken. I can't help but feel a rush of satisfaction as I think about how far I've come. I've turned the tables on them, revealed their betrayal to the world. But it's not enough yet. I need to ensure this is permanent. With my heart pounding in my chest, I make my way to the cafe. I slip inside just as the police are loading Martin into the squad car. Clara stands on the sidewalk, her face a mask of shock and disbelief. "Daniel," she cries, rushing toward me. "What did you do?" "Just a little something to remind you of the consequences of betrayal," I say coldly, enjoying the chaos I've created. "Don't do this," she begs, desperation in her eyes. "I can fix this. We can fix this." But I shake my head, stepping back as the officers walk Martin past us. "There's nothing to fix, Clara. You chose him over me. You destroyed everything." Martin glares at me, a mixture of rage and fear in his eyes. You're a dead man, Trifonov. You think this is over? On the contrary, I reply, my voice dripping with contempt. This is just the beginning. Enjoy your time in jail, Martin. I'll make sure the whole world knows about your little secret. As the officers shove him into the back of the car, I can see the realization wash over Clara. She knows this is it. The betrayal has severed the last ties between us. Daniel, please, she cries, her voice breaking. I never meant for this to happen. Neither did I say, feeling the bitterness rise in my throat. But you made your choice. With that, I turn away, feeling a strange sense of closure wash over me. As I walk away from the chaos, I know I'll never look back. Their lives will unravel, their secrets exposed, and I'll be free from the weight of betrayal. In the rearview mirror of my life, I can see them fading into the distance, two people forever marked by their deception. And as I step into my new reality, I know that revenge isn't just sweet, it's liberating. As I walk away, a part of me hopes they'll remember this moment, the day everything changed. Because in this world of betrayal, retribution is the only true justice.